I was looking up some of those fun facts since this is the season finale, or well, the regular season finale, and I didn't get to look up any of your stats yet, but so far I haven't picked any Saints games once this year. I only picked one Steelers game, and I only got 3 2 points right all season long.
I went through my list like 3, 4 times. I picked every single team. Like I had every single team involved in my pick. I didn't count two
At least,
points because
obviously,
like,
except for the Giants. You never get to pick the Giants.
well, yeah, except for the Giants, obviously. Like you never picked Atlanta, I never picked the Giants.
Yeah.
Like that's the side, but like every other team I had in my picks. I got 6 2 points right. I went on a streak of 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row where I got my 2 points.
That's still
right.
not good though. 17 weeks and you only got 2 points right.
Better than you with fucking
I know,
2.
but I'm just
You
saying.
made it see. I mean,
Neither of
fair,
us were good. What is going on, guys? Nick's Picks Week 18 of the regular season, and I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. This is the second year out of 3 years of Nick's Picks where we have had this 18th week. This is finally the regular season finale. So, Ben, how you feeling going into the final week of the NFL regular season, knowing the Falcons are done after this week? I had to.
Well,
that in there,
obviously, also the entire NFC South, outside of obviously the Bucks, are still in it. I'll get to it in my pick. Obviously, I kind of want Atlanta to win. I'll talk more about it just because I don't want the Bucks to go in with a winning record. But otherwise, it was a decent week. We'll go over all that though.
So, as we go into the final week of the regular season, we go into it with only a 3-point differential between me and Ben. Nothing changed from last week. It was 97-94 last week. We both scored 11 points this week, getting all but our game of the week correct. So, ironically, we missed the same pick as well. And it goes to 108-105 at the end, or going into the final week of the regular season. So once again, for the third year in a row, it's a close game going into the playoffs, and it's anybody's game really at this point. But let's go through the week 17 recap to find out how we both got 11 points and how we are still tied, or still within a 3-point differential. The Dallas Cowboys started the week off by beating the Tennessee Titans 27-23. Like I said during the picks, thank you for giving me that. I know you think that I don't like talking about the Cowboys, and I don't, but I'll take the free 3 points when you want to give them to me. So
it was also because there weren't any. I want to at least
really
give you
wasn't that
some.
many good games.
There was. I want to at least give you something decent to talk about.
Moving into the Sunday games, I was right about all of this. I mean, I didn't get the score prediction right exactly, but the Giants went on to beat the Indianapolis Colts 38-10. I said that the Giants would finally get above 30 points this season, and I mean, they did it very easily, honestly. They probably could have scored more if they didn't take their feet off the gas near the end of the game. Moving on to the Who Fucking Asked of the week, the Falcons beat the Cardinals 20-19. You're welcome. One draft pick down.
Young Waku, baby.
Yeah, but that's one
Yay.
draft pick lower.
Shut the fuck up, all right? Dude, like I said before, I didn't expect to even come close to the playoffs, and the fact that it lasted as long as it did, I don't.
The Detroit Lions keep themselves in the playoff mix as they win convincingly 41-10 over the Chicago Bears. They keep themselves in the mix, but I don't think they beat Green Bay this weekend. I know slower. I was just talking shit about the Packers a week ago, but now I think they're the best of the 3 teams fighting for that 7 seed. We'll get to it. The Chiefs went on to beat the Broncos 27-24. I think just the most talked about thing in this game is that the Broncos offense actually looked decent without Nathaniel Hackett. Maybe he was the problem. Russell Wilson looked decent. I think that was the important thing. The Miami Dolphins lost a tough one to the New England Patriots. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot, so this was very important for the Patriots to win this thing. They win it 23-21 between Baltimore, New England, and Pittsburgh now for the 7th seed in the AFC. And to be completely honest with you, I'd like to see Pittsburgh do it. Like, pull it off from the trenches. They came out of nowhere.
I know the joke is that Mike Tomlin would drag this team kicking and screaming for a 500 record. He might kick and get them in the
in the
playoffs,
playoffs.
which I'd be okay with. I honestly wouldn't be against that.
The Philadelphia Eagles continue to hurt their NFC number 1 seed and NFC East lead as they lose to the New Orleans Saints 20-10 this weekend. Gardner Minshew is definitely not Nick Foles. I think we figured that much out. The Eagles just don't know how to run the fucking ball without Jalen Hurts, apparently. I don't know what the deal is, but you have running backs. Use them. I was 1 point off on this game. I picked the Bucs to win this one 30-23. They won 30-24. Fuck Tampa Bay. Nevertheless,
Who do you hate more, Tampa or Carolina in that situation?
It doesn't matter. Nevertheless, I get my wager pick correct, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers clinch the NFC South, and now I just beat Atlanta so that there's no team in there with a losing record because it just looks bad. Somebody might want to call Ron Rivera and let him know that the Washington Commanders have been eliminated from the playoffs as they lose to the Cleveland Browns 24-10. He wasn't aware that that was a possible scenario. He claims it's because he just assumed that they were going to win the game, but you started Carson fucking Wentz, bud. You never assume you're going to win the game when you have Carson Wentz at your starting quarterback. That was your first mistake. Washington's eliminated. All 4 NFC East teams did not get in, but at least it wasn't the Giants that fucked it up, so I'm happy. I got my 2-point correct as the Jacksonville Jaguars were the only team in the AFC South to win last week, and they blew out the Houston Texans by 20 or more points as they went on to win this one 31-3 over the Houston Texans, who will have the number 1 pick. Will it be Bryce Young? Will it be CJ Stroud? Will it be anybody else? I guess only time will tell, but I don't think any of those quarterbacks can fix this dumpster fire of a franchise. I feel bad for whoever it is. I got to watch this one over at B-Dubs. It was kind of an exciting game. Buffalo Wild Wings, if you don't know what I meant by that. But the San Francisco 49ers went on to beat the Las Vegas Raiders 37-34 in overtime after Robbie Gould missed a potential game-winning field goal at the end of regulation just to have them win it at the end of the game. It was a great game all around. A lot of people are saying game of the year. I mean, it wasn't that great of a game, but it was a good game. The Seattle Seahawks went on to beat the New York Jets 23-6, ending the New York Jets' hopes at the playoffs and the hopes that we get all 4 AFC East teams in the playoffs. And Geno Smith now eliminated his former team. I guess that decided to be like the biggest news of the fucking week, as if we cared that Geno Smith used to play for the Jets. Speaking of the Green Bay Packers, they kicked the absolute shit out of the what were the 2 seed Minnesota Vikings 41-7 seed 41-17 as the Minnesota Vikings will now fall to the 3 seed after San Fran won and now have a potential date with the New York Giants in the first round of the playoffs, and that would be a 4:30 game, which Kirk Cousins just proved is prime time enough. The Los Angeles Chargers went on to beat the Los Angeles Rams 31-10. I'm pretty sure the Los Angeles Chargers are solidified at the 5 seed. I've said it all season. I think they could be a dark horse if they get everything together. Still think they need a better coach at the end of the day, but time will only tell in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. But those defending Super Bowl champs looked great this year, didn't they? They looked absolutely tremendous.
Kind of regret my Super Bowl pick, I'm not going to lie.
On Sunday night, the Pittsburgh Steelers actually went on to beat the Baltimore Ravens. The only pick Ben got wrong last week, as the Steelers actually do have a chance to pull an above 500 record out of this season and potentially even a playoff spot if they can steal it from the Dolphins or the Patriots. So, hell of a season by Kenny Pickett. He has really turned this team around a lot. And we ended it out with Monday night. It was the Bills against the Cincinnati Bengals. However, early on in the game, Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field, had to get CPR. His heart was restarted on the field, and he was taken off the field. It was all around just a scary situation. Our thoughts and prayers are with Damar Hamlin and his family. They postponed the game. Was my game of the week. I'm just not taking points on it, obviously, because it really wasn't even my top concern at the moment. I was just more concerned about like what this means moving forward, and obviously DeMar Hamlin's safety. So yes, the Bills and Bengals game was postponed. The official statement out of the NFL is that the NFL has made no decision regarding a possible resumption of the game at a later date. The league has not made any changes to the Week 18 schedule, and we will continue to provide additional information as it becomes available. But as of right now, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills game didn't happen, but like I said, that's pretty much the last thing on everyone's minds. The first thing is the safety and health of DeMar Hamlin. And like I said, our thoughts and prayers are with him. But that rounded out Week 17 in such a heartbreaking way, to be completely honest. But it sends us into Week 18 with this weird sort of vibe momentum. But 108-105 is the current score of Nick's picks. Ben, is there anything you have? Sorry, it's hard to transition after that.
Because I wasn't watching the game at first. Cause
me neither. I just got updates on my phone and I instantly just started looking into it, and yeah.
Well, because I got an update saying the game got suspended. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I switched to ESPN, saw that fans were in there, like, okay, so it's not lightning delay. And then I saw the video. Words cannot express how scary that is. Like you said, my thoughts and prayers are with him, his family, the Bills, everything. I just hope he gets back healthy. That's all I think about at this point.
So we move on to our picks of the week. We start with the game of the week. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Baltimore Ravens. This is a very important game, but a very confusing game at the same time. We talked about this a little earlier. I don't know if it made it into the earlier part or if I cut it out, but either way, as it currently stands, because the Cincinnati Bengals never played against the Buffalo Bills technically, the Cincinnati Bengals hold a 1.5 game lead over the Baltimore Ravens for the AFC North. So technically, if that game is to be canceled between Buffalo and Cincinnati, Cincinnati has already clinched the AFC North, and this game really has no meaning besides Baltimore trying to secure their wild card spot. But assuming that at some point the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals will have to play, and the Buffalo Bills potentially win that game, this game could mean the Baltimore Ravens sneak an AFC North title out of this season, even without Lamar Jackson for these last couple weeks. So regardless, this is a very, very, very important game for both of these teams. I do think that at this point, the Cincinnati Bengals don't have a shot at the number one seed. If that game against Buffalo gets resumed and they win against Buffalo loses Week 18 and Kansas City loses Week 18, then they might get the one seed, but that's a lot of shit to happen. Regardless, even without that, very important game. I do think the Baltimore Ravens are still just not a great team without Lamar Jackson, and I don't know if he's coming back yet, or even if this is his first game back, I still think I'm going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals in this game, just because it's going to be tough to come back and play this important of a game right off the rip, with probably barely any practice. So I'm going Cincinnati 27-17 over the Baltimore Ravens. And as far as the Bengals and Bills game, should it get replayed, I still think that the Bengals have solidified their number one spot in the AFC North.
All right, my game of the week is Sunday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. And I'll be honest, Nick, you should have not. You still won the challenge, but this is one I think you are going to also kick yourself for, because I am picking the Detroit Lions. Sorry, Slower, but not really. I don't care, because I just don't believe in Green Bay.
In Green Bay, though. It's in Green Bay.
In Green Bay. I think Detroit is the better team. I think that first off, they have the better defense. Obviously, quarterback, it's not even close. I do think.
I don't even know if they have the better defense.
I do think Detroit has the better defense. I mean, it has been spotty here and there, so it doesn't show up as much. But I think Detroit, knowing that, they have a chance to make the playoffs, they're going to play, I think, a lot harder than the Green Bay Packers. So I have Detroit winning this game 27-24, and I am not sorry, Slower. I'm really not. I think that
I'm sorry, Slower. I really wish I had a challenge left. I don't agree with that at all. Do I think the Packers are good? No. Do I think the Packers are going to win anything in the playoffs? No. But
I think Detroit.
Do I think they're going to sneak their way into the playoffs now based off of all this situation and because the commies shot themselves in the foot? Yeah.
And you know what? If this is a free 3 points for you,
I'll give you this. I really like Dan Campbell.
Oh, I love Dan Campbell. He is the
I would
perfect coach
love
for
to
this
see
team.
this happen for him, but I don't know. As mentioned previously, this game means absolutely nothing to the New York Giants, and it means nothing to the Atlanta Falcons or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So between the four teams that you see below us right now, the only team actually fighting for anything is the Philadelphia Eagles, who could have clinched everything 2 weeks ago, and they just keep losing. So
Is that a bad thing, though?
it would very, very much warm my heart to pick the Giants to win this game, and it would warm my heart for the Giants' backups to come into this game and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. That would be amazing. I'm worried because Ben is only 3 points behind me. So I'm going with the safe pick here, and I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles to win this one 20-17. But I'm only going 20-17 because if the Eagles had their full offense and everybody on the field, they should easily put up 40 points on this Giants defense. Easily. They already did.
They already did it once.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to make this short and sweet because no one fucking cares. Bucks are winning this game 27-17. That's all I got. I'm not saying anything more than that. Let's just move on.
This is how we all want your picks all the time.
Fuck you. Why do I stand this abuse from you?
Because I went through a lot of Giants abuse, and now we're good. So now I get to be an asshole.
You know what? To be fair, I was very mean to you and the Giants. At least last year it's alone. So you know what? I'll take it. I will take it.
We did it, boys. We move on to the picks that we give each other. I gave Ben the battle of the shithole. I mean, the AFC South between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. Winner of that will win the division and have the 4 seed in the AFC. It should be like the 10 seed. But Ben gave me the battle of the AFC East, but only one of these teams actually fighting for a playoff spot as the Jets were eliminated. And I still was considering picking the Jets in this one over the Dolphins. I was highly considering it. Not because of anything that the Jets have done lately to prove that they should win this game. And that's why I'm not going to pick them. It's because of Miami. Miami has just been absolutely killing themselves every single
0-4 in December
week. It is awful. Like, it is just awful to see this team collapse. They were 8-3 at one point in the season. I don't understand what happened to them, but I do think they have enough left in the tank to beat the New York Jets. I don't know if they own the tiebreaker, and this just gives them the playoff spot with the win altogether. I really should have looked up the scenarios all around, but it doesn't matter because regardless of what the scenario is, I do think that the Dolphins are beating the New York Jets.
I do hope Miami wins because they were my underdog team.
17. I don't know if I said that.
All right, Nick. It's the most anticipated matchup as it's moved to a Saturday game. I don't even know if it's worthy of being televised. To be fair, we put a game on Nickelodeon.
This one should be on Nickelodeon.
No, this should be on PBS, honestly. Because there should be a public service announcement not to root for either of these teams, at least Tennessee. But yeah, I was excited. I'm talking about the Jags going against the Titans, and I'm going to pick the Jags purely because they're the hotter team, they're the healthier team. That's about it, honestly.
They're the only team in that division that I can't fully say that they're a shit team. They just started very slow and found themselves near the end of the season, but they're not awful. Their record isn't great, but they're not awful.
I do think it's going to be close because, I mean, it's the Jags at the end of the day. Let's be honest with ourselves. I have the Jags winning this one 24-21 over the Tennessee Titans. I think it's Saturday night, too, but again, I don't fucking care. Outside of you giving me this game, who the fuck cares?
And for our wager picks of the week, Mike Tomlin has gone his entire career without a losing record. And whether or not this win gets the Steelers into the playoffs, I think that Mike Tomlin and Kenny Pickett have managed to save this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I am wagering that the Pittsburgh Steelers will keep that streak going for Mike Tomlin and will finish this season 9-8 as they will go on to beat the Cleveland Browns 28-20 this weekend. This is somewhat risky because the Browns sometimes decide to play well, but there's nothing that they need to be playing for, and at least Pittsburgh's fighting for a playoff spot. So I do think that Pittsburgh is the better team all around.
All right, my wager pick is between the 49ers and the Cardinals, and Call of Duty's still out. Kyler's still out. I don't even know who I'll be honest, I don't know who the fuck the quarterback is.
Was it Blow?
For the Cardinals.
Blow?
You know what? I'm actually just for shits and giggles, I'm going to look and see. David Blow So it's either I know, right? But I know who the quarterback is for the 49ers. I mean, Brock Purdy's nothing to laugh to go on about, but at least I know
We
what
were
he's
laughing
done.
at Brock Purdy a couple weeks ago.
Yes, that is
We're not
fair.
laughing at that name as much now.
No, I was because I didn't know who the fuck he was.
How did their third string quarterback end up being the best one? We're all talking at the beginning of the season, Garoppolo or Lance, and Brock Purdy just comes out of
Mr. Irrelevant. I think it's more of the scheme. But either way, regardless, I have the Niners winning this one 38-17 because, well, like I said, Call of Duty's still out, and who the fuck cares about the Cardinals? I feel like an idiot, honestly, picking the Cardinals.
It's J.J. Watt's last game, though.
That is true. Maybe he'll get a sack. I don't know.
Have a good retirement.
Yeah. Hall of Famer.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, so we end Nick's picks Week 18 and the regular season with the 2-point conversions. The thing that I've only gotten 3 right on all season long. So I'm not expecting this one to go all that well. Nope, I'm not expecting this one to go well at all. In fact, fun fact, out of those 3, 2 of them had to do with Justin Fields. So I should have made this one about Justin Fields, but I'm not.
It worked for me last week.
I'm not going to. Actually, Minnesota does play Chicago, so technically.
But, change it.
No. But right now, there are 3 quarterbacks in the NFL that have 14 interceptions, which ties for the league lead in most interceptions thrown by quarterbacks. Those 3 quarterbacks are Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings, Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders, and Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Going into Week 18, this kind of helps me out a little bit that Derek Carr won't even be playing. It'll probably be Stidham again. But between Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins, both of them are playing for something this weekend. The Dallas Cowboys need to win and hope Philadelphia loses, and Dallas will have won the NFC East out of nowhere. And the Minnesota Vikings are fighting to get their number 2 seed back from the San Francisco 49ers after losing it last week. So I think both of these teams are going to come out playing their absolute best, and their absolute best will lead to interceptions. So I think my 2-point conversion is that Kirk Cousins will be the sole leader in interceptions by the end of this week. He will end the year with the most interceptions out of any quarterback in the NFL, and yeah, will lose in the first round to the New York Giants. I'm calling it right now.
Well, my 2-point, I actually had to look this up. So after the Minnesota game, which was week 11, when they just got absolutely rocked 40-3, Dak did not throw, he had no turnovers that game. Since that game, week 12 against the Giants, all the way till last week against the Titans, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks now. I don't know why I did like this, but 6 weeks now, he has turned the ball over at least once, whether you're throwing an interception or fumbling it. So my 2-point conversion is Dak Prescott will have at least 3 turnovers and minimum 1 interception. You just gotta hope.
I just gotta hope Kirk Cousins throws a few interceptions.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. I mean,
or I could just hope you just don't get your 2-point. That would be nice for me too.
To be fair, Ron Rivera didn't know about the playoff situation, so maybe he might. Who knows what's gonna happen this week? But yeah, fuck Dallas.
And that is it for the 2022-2023 regular season of the NFL. And all of our picks, we went through a lot of them this season, and they're not over yet. As I said, it is currently 108-105, and we have a bunch of playoff picks left to go. We'll let you guys know the scoring system and all that in the beginning of the wildcard video next week. But I hope you guys have enjoyed Nick's picks all throughout the regular season. If you have, make sure you drop a like on this video and all the other videos beforehand, and make sure you subscribe to the channel with the bell notifications on so that you're ready for the playoff videos when they come out. If you're not followed over on Twitch, go over and do that. I'll leave the link in the description below. I actually did it last time, so shout out to me for actually remembering to fucking do that. But go follow us over on Twitch. We're live over there Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 6:30 on Monday and Friday, noon at Saturday and Sunday, and then 5 o'clock on YouTube on Tuesdays. But that is it for Nick's picks. Week 18 of the regular season. Ben, is there anything you want to say before we head out? It only took me 18 weeks to be able to do all that without fucking it up.
Honestly, that alone, I'm just proud of you. You know, you would think after doing this for, basically
the best
3
part
years,
is the audience has no idea that I fucked it up every single time because I, editing. But
well, too bad.
For you, that was for you, Ben. I did that all in one take, fluently for you. You're welcome.
I'm not proud of you.
You just said you were proud of it. You can't just take it back.
I took it back. No, I'm taking it back. Well, you can just edit this out anyway.
But that is it for Knicks picks. Week 18. We'll see you guys in the playoffs. Have a great one. Peace.
I'll be honest, without even trying to look it up, I have no idea what pick Atlanta has, and I really don't care anymore because it's not like we're getting anyone good.
Did I fucking ask?
No, but I just wanted to, just vent real quick for you. Also, bye, guys.